what if there was a way to know which stocks would be the best buys for your portfolio, while also pretty much guaranteeing that you would earn more dividends year after year? And what if, on top of all those things, these stocks will give you lower volatility to your portfolio, meaning that your portfolio would actually fluctuate less than the S&P 500 or the overall stock market? Well, if that sounds too good to be true, it isn't. It is not a pipe dream, it's a reality. These companies are called the Dividend Kings. And in this video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to get started investing in the Dividend Kings. So buckle up, give this video a like, and let's get started. Hello friends, my name is Ricardo Torres. I am the founder of Escape into Freedom, where I teach people like you how to invest in dividend growth stocks and get more freedom in your life. Now, I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time, talking specifically about the Dividend Kings of the American stock market. But make sure you stay till the very end of the video, because I'm going to be making an announcement, something that you will benefit from an awful lot, okay? So yeah, that's going to be at the end of the video. Now, what I'm going to cover in this video, first of all, I'm going to tell you what the Dividend Kings are. I'm going to give you some examples, some of their past performance, pretty much everything that you need to know before starting to invest in the Dividend Kings. Before we get started, make sure that you are subscribed to the Escape into Freedom YouTube channel, because I release videos like these every single week. So if you wouldn't be the first one to be notified when that happens, subscribe, hit the little notification bell. And now let's get straight into what the Dividend Kings are. They're basically a really select group of American stocks. It's like a little club that only the best stocks are allowed to enter. Now, the one requirement that a company or a stock needs to have before being allowed into the, pretty prestigious Dividend Kings club is that they must have a dividend growth streak. That means that they have been increasing their dividend every single year without fail for at the very least 50 years. That's right, that's half a century of dividend increases. I'm pretty sure that's older than a lot of you watching this video. Now, examples of Dividend Kings include both some of your favorite companies that you probably use every day, and also some other companies that might not be household names, but they are still really great companies. And these include the likes of Coca-Cola Company with 58 years of consecutive dividend increases, Lowe's Companies with 57, Johnson & Johnson with also 57 years, Genuine Parts Corporation with 64 years of dividend increases, 3M with 62, and also Emerson Electric with 63 years of straight dividend increases. Now, you might be wondering, what is the performance of these stocks? Are they any better than, let's say, the S&P 500 or any other stock market index? And the answer is yes. Take a look on your screen right now. This is the performance of the Dividend Kings compared to the S&P 500 index. If you had invested $100,000 in the S&P 500 index and then another $100,000 in an equal mix of Dividend Kings, this is what your money would have done over the last 30 years. The amount of money that your Dividend Kings will be giving you will be more than double what the S&P 500 will give you. But before you sell all your index funds and just invest in the Dividend Kings, there is one caveat. This obviously has survivorship bias, meaning that the list of Dividend Kings back in 1990 is not the same list of kings today. Some stocks have left it because they've had to cut the dividend. Some stocks have been added. So this is perhaps not a true comparison of, apples versus apple. It's more like apples versus oranges. But it shows you that investing in the Dividend Kings can be a fantastic investment for the long run. And that is because of one reason. That reason being that when you invest in companies with such a long track record of dividend increases, you're filtering companies by quality. Because let's be honest, only the best companies, not only the best companies, the best of the best companies can increase the dividends through wars, recessions, pretty much anything, even pandemics, because I'm pretty sure none of the Dividend Kings are going to be cutting the dividend. Fingers crossed. But that's basically what you're doing. It's like getting a filter and filtering out all other companies that are anything else but wonderful businesses. So it's not so much the fact that they do pay a dividend, but the fact that they are so strong financially that even when they're making less money, they are still able to increase that dividend every single year. So just to give you an example of why the Dividend Kings might be such a great investment for you to make, let's take a look of what's happened in the world. We're going through a global pandemic and an awful lot of companies are actually being forced to cut their dividends. Now, this could happen because the company internally is not doing that well, it's not really that good with its money, it's taking on too much debt, all those kinds of things. Or it can be because of external factors, such as a virus forcing you to ground all your planes and your only source of income. Needless to say, a company that increases its dividends for 50 or 60 years has to be able to weather out all those things. That's why in the Dividend Kings, you're not going to find stocks in the energy sectors or technology sectors. Those are normally most cyclical and they are fast growing, but they do experience ups and downs. Now, I'm gonna be honest, just because a company has been increasing its dividends for 50 years, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good investment for you. The truth is that some of the Dividend Kings have a very small dividend yield, meaning that you might invest your money there, yeah sure, they will increase that dividend, but the yield is so tiny that it's not really going to give you any income now or really that much growth in that income. But having said that, if we group all 28 Dividend Kings, more on this later, we get to an average dividend increase rate over the last 5 years of 7.3%. That means that your income from the Dividend Kings, assuming you had equal allocation in every single one of the Dividend Kings, would double every 10 years. Let me give you an example of what this actually means in practical terms. Let's say you've been watching my videos, for example, how to retire by the age of 40 with dividend growth investing. I've actually made a video about this, I'm gonna link it here. So let's say you do this, you save your money, you invested in dividend growth stocks, and let's say that by the age of 45, you retire early. Let's say that your dividend income at that point is $2,000 per month. I've just said $2,000 because I think for most people, that would be a relatively comfortable amount of living expenses. So that's at the age of 45. Now fast forward 20 years to the age of 65, a more normal retirement age, your income would have gone from $2,000 to $8,000 per year, at least assuming that that dividend growth rate of 7.3% continues over the long run, which is pretty likely in my opinion. Now the best part, that difference, that increase in dividends took no work from you, it took no more investment other than what you made by the age of 45, and also it didn't require any dividend reinvestment, absolutely nothing. That money that you have at the age of 45 will grow its dividend by that rate, and yeah, by the age of 65, you got an amazing $8,000 in dividends per month. That is the power of dividend growth. All right, just like I mentioned earlier, there are currently, at least in 2020, 28 different stocks inside the Dividend Kings. So here comes my announcement. This video starts a new series that I'm going to be creating on my YouTube channel called the Dividend Kings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make an entire video about every single one of the 28 Dividend Kings. Now these videos are going to be high quality videos. Each one of those is going to be a deep analysis on each one of the Dividend Kings. I'm going to tell you everything from what the company actually does, to their history, their outlook, the pros and cons of owning that stock, right? Pretty much everything you're going to want to know about every single one of the Dividend Kings. So if you've got to this point and now you're thinking, man, I really want to start investing in the Dividend Kings, then this is what you should do. I'm going to put here a link to the playlist of the Dividend Kings. This will be filled up over the next few weeks and the next few months. Or if you're watching this in the future, maybe it's already filled up and all 28 of them are already there. And the second thing that you should do is subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever a new Dividend Kings video goes live, so you can be the first to watch it and the first to, get some new investing ideas. As always, I am open to suggestions, guys. Let me know in the comments below which one of the Dividend Kings is your favorite. I'm curious to find out what you guys say in the comments below, and whatever stocks you make are possibly going to be the first videos that I make in the series. So yeah, do those two things. I'm really excited about making these videos. Let me know what you think, and yeah, just move over to watch the next video, hopefully the first one in the series of the Dividend Kings. I will see you later.